Okay, I was on a roll. The video cut off, and it cut off. I was speaking for like, I guess, like 10 minutes before the video camera cut off. So I'm going to continue on to what I was saying. So when you're speaking from the heart, you don't have to formulate ideals and opinions. You don't have to form concepts in your own mind. What you do is you speak from the heart. You touch people on the heart level. And that's how people sell products. That's how people influence people, because they speak to them on a heart level as opposed to and on an intellectual level. You can't reach people, let me move the chair over, but you can't reach people on a deep level by trying to reach their intellect. Okay, you have to reach it on the heart level and share from the heart. Okay, so that's one thing that you use. And what do I mean when I say speak from the heart level? Well, you use your intuition, you know, and that's something that you have to develop. And to be able to use intuition, you know, you have to be able to quiet your mind to a certain degree, you know. And the thing with intuition is that you don't have to formulate anything. You don't have to come to a conclusion. It's automatically given to you in that moment. You don't have to formulate anything, and that's the point of using intuition. And we all have it, so it's nothing mystical. It's just the point of being able to quiet your mind and listen inside, as opposed to formulating ideals in your own head. So why would I share this beautiful illustration of speaking from the heart? Well, I attend a call with a group called Think and Grow Rich. And we're going over, and it has me so excited that we're going over the 30 causes of failure. Okay? And you know, you think of that and you're like, well, why did that have you excited? You talk about failure. Well, that call and that information from the book Think and Grow Rich has allowed me to actually analyze my own, you know, my own life and my own mental constructs that I have. That's, you know, that's a knot in the flow of life, you know. And if you have a knot in the flow of life, life is a stream. It continuously to flow. So if you picture a stream coming down, you know, but if you have a rock right in the middle of the stream, you know, the water will go through, but it's not as smooth flowing down the hill. It's an obstruction. And sometimes when we're trying to speak or convey different ideals to people, you know, we go off of our own memory, off of our own, you know, formulated opinions in our own mind, as opposed to going off of our heart. Okay? And, you know, that book, Think and Grow Rich, and speaking about the 30 causes of failure, you know, you think about failure, those are all knots in the flow of existence. There's a spiritual mentor that I follow named Samuel Henri Orr. And in his book, The Revolution of the Dialectic, if you haven't read the book, definitely pick it up. It's a very good insight book on our own psychology from a very different perspective. But in the book, for the didactic of the dissolution of the I, okay, that's what I want to talk about. And there's some terminology that you want to look up so that you have a deeper understanding of what exactly I'm talking about when I formulate this quote out of the book. So, the best didactic for the dissolution of the I is found in an intensely lived, practical life. Okay? Now, I'm going to help you out just a little bit, but definitely you want to look up the words on your own and probably meditate and quiet your mind so you get exactly what those words formulate in that actual sentence. Okay? First word I want to actually go through is, you know, didactic. Okay? What is didactic? Okay? And what does that word formulate? Okay? That word formulates instruction, moral instruction. Okay? Not from an authority, but moral instruction from life. Okay? And if you go deeper into the word, I'm going to leave you some, you know, some points to be able to look the word up, but the word is didactic. Okay? So look that word up. And the next part of the phrase is the best didactic for the dissolution. Looking up the word dissolution now. And what does that actually mean? Okay, to go deeper into that word, dissolution, we all feel that we heard what dissolution is, you know, to break apart compounds and to actually, you know, break them down to their smallest, you know, atom where they no longer exist. And that's the part of the definition that I want to get to. To actually, and I want to go to intents real quick before I to live life intense, to such an intense state of awareness, and I'm breaking down the whole sentence right here, but to break life down to a certain and intense focus of what you do on every minute, like your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, okay? And to live your life that intense that no moment speeds by you, okay? And if you think about what I just said earlier, as far as being obscurations in life, that life not able to flow smoothly, okay? If you think about your own psychology, okay, from your own past experience, from your own traumas, from your own whatever that you have in your psychological makeup, you know, if you're not able to live life that intense, you're on autopilot, which is a bad state to be in, because then you're not seeing life clearly, okay? So if we break down that word intense, the best diet, and what is I? Let's go with the word, what is the I, okay? It's a feeling of self in your own formulated opinions of life. So let me give you an example. I'm Irish. I'm not Irish, but I'm just using an analogy. I'm Irish. So all Irishes get drunk at 8 o'clock on a Friday. Okay? And everybody that we know, that we grew up with, you know, quoted that to us as we were little. So what do we do when we get older? We end up getting drunk 8 o'clock on Friday because we're Irish. Okay? So let's look at that for a minute. And let's just say that we run into another highly successful Irishman that don't drink at all. Now there's a conflict within our own minds about what we know as opposed to, well, what we think we know and what we've been told, as opposed to what the reality is. Okay? So if we think about those in that term, okay, we can actually start to live life to a such an intensity of our own preconceived notions, of our own biases in life, that we can actually start to, you know, push away that rock little bit by little bit, to maybe put a stick up against the rock so that, you know, the water can flow just a little bit more fully when we're talking about dissolution, okay? And before we know it, once we illuminate that actual problem, what we can actually start to do is just push it where there is no aspiration whatsoever. So the book is very deep, but definitely if you're into psychology, if you're into learning more about yourself on a deeper level, the book is The Revolution of the Dialectic, and it's by Samuel Onweor. So definitely pick up that book. But it brings me back to Think and Grow Rich also, with the point of looking at your 30 causes of failure, what we're going over now, the 30 causes of failure, and being able to break each failure down and to see if we're living by or have those aspirations in our own mindset that's hindering us from moving on to the things that we want in life. So I'm going to wrap this video up, but definitely wanted to share that with you, speaking from the heart as opposed to the head. Learning how to speak from the heart, because it is a skill that we have to develop, okay? And in these times that we're in now, a lot of people have a lot of ego, and they don't share from the heart. They share from their own intellect, because they want to say, oh, look at me, I can say this, I can formulate these ideals, as opposed to speaking from the heart and wanting to touch somebody else and wanting to give of yourself and of your life experiences to benefit somebody else. Okay, so definitely let's look at that today, and let's speak from the heart. Let's quiet our minds and speak from the heart. Okay, so definitely, if you're not a part of the Think and Grow Rich, reminds me, if you're not a part of the Think and Grow Rich group, definitely log on and connect with me on my wall, and I will either add you in or look for Dustin Walker from Texas or Paul Hutchings. I believe he's from Idaho. He is the founder and the creator of Think and Grow Rich. So connect with me there and become a part of Think and Grow Rich, and speak later.